One of the first things you'll notice about Alpha Protocol is that the textures do not load completely. They actually take a few seconds to load up into the rest of the room or environment, and this happens a lot for characters. Now, there's a lot of game mechanics here that mimic Splinter Cell, and they just don't do a good job as Splinter Cell did. One example that you'll see is, you have a couple different options to choose character-wise. You could go out guns blazing, or you can be a stealthy character. Well, realize that Splinter Cell has had this feature since 2002. I cannot shoot out this light. I cannot shoot out this light at all to be more stealth. I can't use the darkness in order to actually hide better. You're only able to use the darkness that's actually there. And if you just noticed momentarily there was actually a screen pop or a texture pop in with those palm trees, which is amazing because this environment should have been loaded from the very beginning of the stage. It is very, very distracting. Another thing we have here is the enemies can take tons of shots, and funny enough, I'm actually more trained in pistols than I am in martial arts, and I can go ahead and shoot this guy like crazy, and my first 2 shots managed to nail him, but now I can't nail him at all. Now there'll be guys I'll shoot up ahead, and I'll be taking tons of pot shots that'll actually be hitting them, but it doesn't do enough damage. It actually makes more sense for me to run right up to them and either do a silent disarm or just hit them. So guns, from what I can tell so far, are kind of worthless, and that is another down point of this game. Character-wise, I've met a couple characters like my handlers, and it just really hasn't been very interesting so far. Storyline-wise, you're an agent that works for a covert operation called the Alpha Protocol, and it's missions that are not publicly known to the United States Army or the U.S. government. And it's a pretty generic storyline, to be absolutely honest with you. You know, I was really hoping this game would kind of stand out, but really, it has not really interested me after its first hour, hour and a half. And I think I'm really going to have a hard time finishing it. Another thing is the control scheme as well. It just feels kind of weird. B does your punching, A does your action where you can actually do the cover system, and the cover system itself is kind of broken as well. To kind of sum everything up right now, I don't really feel that Alpha Protocol is worth this $60 purchase right out from the get-go. Now, I will play this through and get a full review of it to kind of talk about more of the stuff, but these are just my initial impressions, and overall, I'd say if I could go back in time, I would have rather rented this than actually spent the money on this to pick it up. So if you're thinking about this game, you may want to hold off until you see my extended review on it. Right now, it's pretty disappointing. More on Alpha Protocol soon. Thanks, guys.